Episode 21. A Blank Scroll. The party sat in Fenrir's room. The scroll lay between them on the table. They'd packed into the room for privacy.
I tried fire, water, blood. None of it worked,
said Fenrir.
Though the paper does seem repellent to such elements, despite textually being normal.
Let me see, said Elidas. Fenrir gave him the paper. Elidas looked the paper over. He looked at Fenrir, and then pinched the paper between his fingers. May I?
Sure.
Fenrir shrugged, mildly peeved. His quest for power, his greed for it, had driven him to the back of Valentia's tomb. The fact he had found nothing once there but a scroll of blank paper frustrated him to no end. Elidas started slow. Then he increased the torsion he inflicted on the paper. The paper's durability was proven once again. Guinevere hefted the head of Damascus, the flesh crudely cleaned off. The light of the candles placed on the head fell on the paper.
It emanates a strange purple glow,
Guinevere said.
Some kind of text?
Asked Fenrir.
It's uniform.
After a long conversation, they find no answers. As such, Fenrir takes Malara to the castle to speak with the High Lord and access the library. Coming up to the down drawbridge, Fenrir is informed that he is expected. He and Malara meet Matthias in the Great Hall.
Fenrir, I have your reward, the High Lord began.
He proffered a red and black gambeson, the city guard's dress, and came with a pin for a cloak or to be placed on the breast. You initially asked to be the replacement to Vardar, but you have not yet proven yourself so loyal or so capable as to be named champion. You shall be a captain. We can talk over further details later.
Oh, thank you, my lord. But this is not all I have come to you for.
Fenrir withdrew the paper.
Do you know what this is?
Matthias took the paper and looked it over. Some kind of joke?
I hope not. I found it in your family's tomb, and found it quite indestructible.
Matthias attempted to rip it. Then, noting no change, handed the paper to Fenrir. Go hold it flat on that wall, the Lord said. Fenrir did. Matthias asked a guard something, and the man rushed off. A moment later, an iron javelin was pressed into Matthias's hands. In the next moment, the steel, hurtling through the air, slammed into the paper. Fenrir jolted back and the stone of the wall chipped. The spear fell from the dent in the wall and the paper drifted after it, unharmed. Fascinating, said Matthias. I haven't the faintest idea what this paper is.
Could we look through your library later?
Asked Fenrir. You're welcome to. They return to the others. They sit again in Fenrir's room. Still no luck? Asked Elidas.
None,
replied Fenrir. Elidas hesitated. I have been hearing a voice, and when I focus on it, when I tilt my mind fully to hearing it, I receive insight on one of my doubts.
Really?
Perked up Fenrir. Yes. But it only answers yes or no questions. After careful consideration, 3 questions were asked. The unusual abilities granted by the other places of power had given Fenrir's companions large advantages, though Elidas and Malara's were more subtle than the powers of witchcraft that had been granted to Guinevere. They were undoubtedly potent. The first question: had they gained all they needed from the tomb for Fenrir's hidden powers? Yes. The second question. Is blood required? No. The third. Is it necessary to return to the tomb? No. Fenrir sat, staring at the paper. Then he stood, got some ink, and tried to write on it. The ink ran off in the same way water had. Thoroughly exhausted and out of ideas, Fenrir joined the others in sleep. The next morning, Fenrir and Elidus journeyed back to the castle. Within the halls of books they searched. Hours passed, and little was discovered. Fenrir left the castle, and Guinevere caught him. She recommended speaking with an old wise man she'd met when first entering the city. Only they found the man frozen to death. Getting an idea, Fenrir uncovered several frozen homeless and dragged them to the Pent family tomb. He brought them to Valentia, only for blood bolts to chase him away. He felt that he had missed something in the room. He hadn't had the time to properly search the room either, so he got Guinevere to do it. As she returned to the tomb, the scroll's glow went black and the paper tore. Looking at Fenrir for assurance, Fenrir gave her a thumbs up. Valentia, instead of answering Guinevere with violence, responded with excitement.
My dear little sister, have you brought me some corpses? Not yet, just the city is very hostile right now. Really? How so? They learned that They learned that my father was chained. Ah, so? I dislike their cruelty to the dead. Little Varder is dead. Oh well, he was a good dog.
Guinevere grew silent.
I hope Visenya enjoyed him. He was trained very well.
Valentia looked up from her musings in mild disappointment.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. He has served his purpose. Anything else, darling? Can I peek at the room in back of your tomb? Sure.
As she neared the 3 coffins in the back of the room, she saw that they glowed slightly red in the watchman's candlelight. The room beyond glowed purple. Within the room was naught but rubble and the murals. They depicted pale-skinned men in slavery beneath those with bronze skin. A regal man rose up and freed the slaves, escaping on ships to the north. The regal man descended into an old ruined tomb and reemerged with a holy aura. The man led the ex-slaves to build a new kingdom around the tomb. Guinevere returned to share this information with Fenrir. The Kraken man sat and thought long on the meaning behind the murals. Then he rose. He had just been granted rank within the city. If he was to make this place his home, it would have to be safe. The ruins had to be reclaimed. And that may just be what he needed. The following day, the morning was full of calls from hired orators. Come one, come all, for our great and capable Magnus has graced us with an announcement. That's right. The most brilliant and capable of the city's smiths has chosen to forge again. His masterwork? Well, that's for you to decide. If you win, Master Magnus encourages all of us with the strength of arm to participate in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Flame-forged steel is the greatest in the world, and Magnus is its master. In 2 days, the tournament begins, with Magnus as its judge. Prepare for an incredible melee gauntlet to see who is the mightiest warrior to deserve such a potent and powerful reward.